All right, well, thanks for joining the first afternoon session of the speed round. Hope you guys aren't going to fall asleep after the lunch crunch.
Good to see so many of you here.
Yes. We are actually going to tell you a little story about our newest application, which we call Tellergy. Tellergy was born because Westcom had a need to replace our current signature pad system at the teller counters. So in doing that, we felt like with any major purchase, we really needed to go out and do our due diligence and make sure that the product that we were going to be selecting did at least as much as our current signature pad solution did, which wasn't that much. So as a matter of fact, we are actually, now that we've introduced Tellergy, we've actually put all of our current signature pad solutions on freecycle.com. So if you guys are interested in taking advantage of any of these little freebies, we have them available. In addition to them doing at least what we want, or at least what the current signature pads did, we needed some other items that we had that needed to be addressed. The first one was privacy and security. In California, unfortunately, we are in the land of bandit barriers. So if you guys had taken a walk down Hollywood Boulevard, you can understand the reason why that we needed bandit barriers in California. But because of that, our members were actually having to go out and scream their account numbers to the teller in order to get their transaction posted. So we felt that that wasn't really the most safe and secure way. So we wanted to develop something where they wouldn't have to yell or even pass a note to the teller, because passing notes to tellers aren't always a good thing either. So the other issue that we needed to address was to be able to push out a little bit more proactive marketing from the teller station to our members that are coming up and doing transactions. So we really needed to address that as well and make better tools for them to cross-sell to our membership. But ultimately, we needed a platform in place that allowed us to be innovative and really develop our own custom content. So we're going to take you guys through a quick session of that right now.
Yep, so while I get our VPN connected again, which is always a fun element you have to work with in a hotel, you can see on the right-hand screen the default state that the tablet is in is the marketing mode. And that's where it's going to cycle through your advertisements and marketing banners that you're able to display to the teller, or excuse me, to the member, while nothing else is going on. And so the other stuff that would be going on would be your teller connecting to their VPN and trying to kill a little time. But so the marketing is fully controlled by you. It's just a folder on your network, being a server and a hard drive on just a workstation. And pretty much whenever you update the files in that folder, they will go out, and iPad, Android tablet, Windows tablet will update anytime it sees new files out there. So it just checks in every so often. So you're able to control the messages that the member sees without making any actual software changes. Well, this is awkward.
You can gong us right now.
There it goes. All right, let's try this again. Of course, it's been working all day. You know, once you get up in the bright lights, that's when it decides to have a little fun on you. So let's go ahead and get connected back to Scimitar. Oh, and it gave me the wrong IP address, so it's not going to let me back into Scimitar. When it rains, it pours, even in Southern California. Yeah, we could sing and dance. Might work out better. What I will do is, even though it wasn't allowed, bring up a video. That way we can at least show you something and show you a little bit of the experience as to how it works for both the teller and the member. And so this video has some of the Rock Me music, which is our company band, and this is the account entry screen. So when the member walks up, they're able to type in their account number, or they can slide their debit or credit card through, at which point the account's brought up on the host system, and the teller is able to start performing the transaction. They don't have to bring anything up. Once they get through the transaction and then they're in the receipt recap process, they're able to put in the member's driver's license or identification information, whatever is required based on your internal credit union policy. And then they'll hit the display receipt button, at which point we send the receipt out to the iPad. Member's able to review it, and if it's a really long transaction like the one you see on the screen, they're able to scroll up and down to see all parts of it, at which point they're able to sign and hit the OK button. You can see the little mini banner on the left-hand side of the screen. That's where you're able to put in targeted marketing to the member, loan pre-approvals, Visa pre-approvals, and really increase that member interaction level. Once the member signs, they see a little animation, and the receipt goes back to Scimitar. The signature is able to be reviewed by the teller, at which point it gets locked into the receipt and sent to the optical storage system, and then off to either printing or email out to the member.
So now some of the future enhancements that we have, so like I mentioned, we wanted it to at least do what the signature pad was doing today, plus some additional things.
Yep, so we have a SDK in development for available mid of next year, which would allow you to write 100% power on rep gen code in the core and push out to the tablet. So no actual tablet programming would need to be done. It's strictly on the host side, but allow for full communication and interactivity with the tablet. And I think that's it.
I think that's it. And
So
looks
open
like
it
it's
up for
open
questions.
Excellent job, and nice recovery.
Right? We always have a backup plan.
Glad I had that video on there.
Well done. First of all, first question is, where did you get your shoes?
John bought them for me.
He did.
He did.
What a nice
Isn't
guy.
Isn't he a smart shopper?
He is a smart shopper. Can you tell me what your server requirements for this is?
There actually are no server requirements for this. The only thing that could be considered server light would be those marketing messages, but really that can just be any desktop on your network.
And what do you do to keep the signature pads in the branches and not walking away with the members, the iPads?
Obviously up here we have it just floating loose, but at the teller station inside the branch we have a mounting bracket that actually secures into the wall, and then the iPad or whatever tablet's being used gets secured in a housing. So the member isn't able to get to the home button or any of the actual buttons on the device. They're only able to see the screen and what we let them see.
Great. And can I customize the marketing based on the member number, the members?
You certainly can. Not that first screen while it's in kind of the idle mode, but as soon as the member is identified and brought up inside the core, at that point then you're able to push out that targeted marketing to the tablet device, because at that point you know who the member is in front of you. You're able to get those metrics and push out that information.
Excellent. And are you CUFX compliant?
That is a good question.
I would imagine we would be.
I think we are.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank
Thank you.
you.